the States, it's every 14 minutes one man dies of suicide.
Wow.
But yeah, like mental health is a big deal.
Welcome to the Hopeaholics. Recover out loud, baby.
We're live.
Sweet.
Nice.
What are you doing, Shane?
I'm looking. Listen, this guy's done stuff, bro. He's a veteran. 10 years in the Dutch Army, 3 tours to Afghanistan. First person to be at the base camp of Mount Everest, fucking barefoot. So what gets me is this, and I'm confused because there's blood. It's like water. It flows. There's a freezing point. There's a boiling point. So when you're barefoot, doesn't it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're getting to like frostbite or something like that.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
No, but I did pick the timing well though. Like I went at the end of the season, so of course up the mountain it's still freezing. There's still snow.
Of course.
But you're not walking through the snow and ice. Like the pathway is already kind of melted away.
Yeah.
So I got lucky there as well, to be honest. But just waited till the end of the season. So the temperatures down low were like rising already.
Yeah, but still it's 0.
Yeah, it's still pretty cold. Like in the morning, like the ground was still like frozen. So it took me about like 20 to 30 minutes to actually warm up. And then as soon as
these are small miracles for me. Just like the Huff, who's that?
Wim Hof.
Wim Hof.
Yeah, he's not a Dutchie.
He's another Dutchie.
Yeah.
It's just small miracles. And the Dutch of all the Flying Dutchman.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just all over the place. They do everything. Their fingers are everywhere. They love everybody. It's just a beautiful, and they welcome everyone in.
I like this introduction.
Yeah,
it's good.
So here we are, Anton. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on to the Hopeaholics podcast.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah.
I don't like walking myself. I have a bad hip. And
Okay.
just to do it barefoot. Him and I. Are you a barefoot guy?
No.
No. We try to. What's that called when you go with the world now?
What do you mean?
When you go barefoot on the grass, you do your.
Grounding.
Grounding.
Yeah.
Grounding.
So we're getting into grounding for
Good,
health reasons,
good.
plunging, grounding, things like that. But other than that, I mean, I just don't like the sand.
The one problem and it's so horrible, but the place where I do my grounding is I do it right after my cold plunge, and they literally only have like a patch of grass, right?
Yeah.
And I see dogs pee and poop on it, so I have to go ground
on pee and poop.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still nature.
Yeah,
right?
Like, it might just do an extra trick for you as well.
Dog, you never know, because the dog backwards is God, so the poo, the pee, it might
Maybe
be
it's
so
good,
but,
yeah.
You never know. It could be good for you, bro.
I'm the only one that goes and stands on the grass.
Wow.
Everybody else is out on like the concrete or
concrete's
whatever.
I
It's
do
the
the
concrete's not as it's not.
No, it's not
work.
doing much.
No.
Yeah, you've got to hit the real
Yeah.
You need the earth.
The dirt.
Yeah.
dirt.
So you're setting the sample. Like the right example. At some point, one is going to think, I'm just going to stand right next to you, and they will feel like, hey, this is actually way better than concrete.
It's better.
Yeah.
Do you know a lot? Do you know a lot about that? About grounding?
Yeah. Well, not a lot. The funny thing is, like everyone, like with you guys as well, everyone expects me to walk barefoot every single day. I don't. It's just a way of drawing the attention to raise awareness. But and how it started as well. Like I didn't even know about grounding. I just walked. I was living in Sydney, along the beaches.
Yeah.
Where walking barefoot is just in the culture. You walk in your board shorts, your tank top. Let's go to the beach, and then you're at the beach like, oh, you know what? Let's grab a beer at the pub, and you go there on your bare feet. You don't think about it. It's just like in life. So I didn't even know about grounding until way later. It's like, hey, this is actually doing something to me as well. And then I started to look into like all the research that's been done. It was a cool side effect that the one thing I was doing already was actually giving me something as well. Yeah,
that is nice.
Yeah,
I love it. And he's got great. I used to have his hair. I'm not gonna lie. I swear to God, exact style.
I never saw it,
bro.
We don't know that. That's. I've known you for 15 years.
No,
any pictures of you with hair?
It's been since 40. I lost my hair. I started shaving at 40.
40.
17 fucking years ago.
You got pictures though?
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
I have one picture, doodle, from an ex-girlfriend. She doodled me with long hair.
So that's
like
no
this.
good.
Yeah. It was beautiful. Just beautiful.
I had a mullet when I was
nice.
in a senior in high school.
Yeah.
So it was 1992 when I was a senior in high school. So the mullet was really
it's
very
back.
very popular. Yeah, it's back.
It's huge now.
Yeah.
Everyone loves it.
Is it a party at the front and
party in the front, business in the back.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
I like that.
I don't think I've ever heard that.
You haven't?
Oh,
what?
that's cool.
That's
cool.
what the mullet is.
Yeah,
man.
cool.
For sure.
And I was just reading. So they say 1 second, every second, a man commits suicide.
Every minute.
Every minute.
So every minute one man dies of suicide.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's insane, and you don't hear about it. Like it's the number one cause of death in a lot of countries. Here in the States, I think for men it's the number 3 right now. So in the States, it's every 14 minutes one man dies of suicide.
Wow.
Like way higher than road toll deaths and we've got cardiovascular disease. But yeah, like mental health is a big deal.
Yeah. Currently in the United States, in just for both genders, 18 to 45. The number one cause of death is the reason why we exist is because of fentanyl.
Oh yeah.
So
it's crazy. Like we were actually just talking about it on our way here, like how in the Dutch news you hear about it as well, and you've seen the images on in LA with people are just stuck on the streets.
Yeah.
And then stuck on the fentanyl. It's insane.
Nuts.
Yeah.
And it's so cheap, right? So that's the big.
It's
the big
cheap.
problem.
The problem is it's cheap, and the half-life is really short. So you're high for a very short period of time, and then you need more.
Yeah.
And then you need more, and then you become so physically addicted to it that you can't stop.
It's crazy.
And you're starting your walk where?
Yeah, right there.
Well, yeah, it's actually in front of the Annenberg Beach Community Beach House at Santa Monica.
Yeah. Big
That's where I
problem
start.
with the homeless down there right now.
I heard.
Anton, the whole 9 yards.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got like
That was my
$20
point.
million houses
Yeah.
on the beach, and you got tents on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. I think we just we had a little tour around LA, like of course like Hollywood Boulevard, and we started to see like the first signs of it. But I heard Venice Beach is like pretty much the worst place.
Yeah. Yeah. No good anymore.
No.
Yeah.
But then that all starts, of course, with having mental health issues as well. Like it all
100%.
starts with that problem you end up on the street because of it,
100%,
probably.
100%.
It all stems from, addiction stems from mental health.
Yeah.
It's an underlying psychological issue that drives your need to self-medicate, really.
Yeah.
And that's where addiction derives from.
Yeah.
So the topic of mental health and men's mental health is huge for us.
Yeah.
Huge. I know that suicide is really big in 65 and older.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I know a lot of depression in 65-year-old men
True.
and older. That's what I've heard. That's one of the. I didn't realize it was number one causing of death.
Yeah, yeah. So in the Netherlands, it's until the age of 30. So there's a lot of young kids right now struggling because of like social pressure, social media, and not having the mental resilience yet because life has just started. So in the Netherlands, it's the number one cause of death now for men until the age of 30.
Wow.
In Australia, I know because I lived there until the age of 45, it's the number one cause of death. And yeah, here in the States right now, it's the age group is a little bit higher, but the young ones are catching up really fast right now because of social pressure, social media, having to deal with this is how you have to look. If you don't look like that, you suck straight away.
There's a lot of fucking confusion, bro. I mean, I don't even like to think, but there's like how many things are he, she, they, them. No offense to anybody, but there's like 30, 40 things you could be today.
Yeah.
Like, think about the fucking confusion. What am I? Who am I? Where am I?
Especially when you're starting to ask those questions about yourself.
That's
right?
what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I could be this.
And
well,
then
I feel like
and
that.
then social media is, that's a lot of pressure. I'm grateful that it didn't exist when I was young.
Right.
Same.
And the information that you get is based off of what you look at and you scroll through on an algorithm, right?
Yeah.
So what a young 13-year-old boy is looking at is nowhere near the stuff that's coming up on mine.
No.
All the stuff that's coming up on mine is like motivational speakers, because that's the stuff I like, and I heart, and I stop and watch it.
And they're looking for themselves.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're looking for something.
Yeah.
And the other part of it is social media is just the highlight reels of our life.
That's it.
It's the good stuff. Or in some people's cases it's the bad stuff, right? But for the most part, like, people don't realize, even like our social media, this is all 21 years in the making.
Yeah.
We've been working hard to get to where we're at in life, to even start this podcast, and then what they see on the social media is the end result of all that work.
Yeah.
So,
But they don't see the work, the actual work you have to do to get to that point.
Right.
Like right now, everything is just pretty much being given, and if it is not, if you have to work for it, it's like, not having it. I'll pick something else. Yeah.
good luck.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right?
it's not going to work that way. That's for sure. But yeah, you got to find out the hard way. But if you don't have the mental resilience to find out the hard way, then yeah.
Well, I have two questions. One, I wanna know I want everybody to know where you're starting, where you're ending, the reason why you're doing it, and then I want to go all the way back after that
exactly.
to why you started this in the first
100%.
place.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, first question:
Yeah, I like it.
what's happening very, very soon? Is it
17th, Saturday.
Saturday?
Yeah.
So Saturday you'll be starting.
Yeah, I'll be starting at the Edinburgh Community Beach House, Santa Monica Beach, 12 p.m. Inviting everyone that is listening right now or is looking to it. Please come. I don't want to start this walk by myself. The more people we can start with, the more we can spread this message. And then I'll be walking to Times Square in New York.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
Yeah.
bit of
It
a
just
wonder.
blows my mind.
Yeah,
And you're
No.
doing this with no shoes on.
no shoes, so barefoot, which makes it a new Guinness World Record. So
Yeah.
I've got the Guinness World Record already.
3,000 kilometers.
Exactly.
3,016 kilometers. or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Did that in 2021, and now I'm just going for. So that was 3,000 kilometers. Now I'm going for 3,000 miles, which is like 5,000
Yeah.
kilometers. So I'm adding another 2,000 to
Yeah.
the old world record.
Yeah.
Nice.
Barefoot through New York is dangerous in itself, bro. A lot of glass, needles
Oh,
on the
yep.
fucking floor. God knows what you're stepping over. Feces, your Times Square, you're right downtown there. That's
Yep.
dirty.
Yeah,
You're
I've
gonna have
been-
to wash your feet, bro.
I've been
Oh, true.
I've been once to Times Square, and
Yeah.
that was good. That was good.
Oh yeah, I'm expecting because it's such a circus there already. Like I'm expecting by finishing there, that's just going to amplify the whole the whole finish bit. But walking barefoot, the good thing about it, like you've got like a whole set of extra radars, so all of a sudden you see everything on the floor, even like the small bits of glass, like not all of them, but most of them. So
Yeah.
even walking into Times Square, I'm sure I'll be fine.
Yeah, of course.
Lewis, can you mark that first part when he talked about so we can put that out as a reel this week? Cool.
Or we could even do after. We could do a 3.
Well, I want
Yeah.
a reel of he talked about starting
Yeah.
in Santa Monica,
100%.
and we got a lot of followers in
100%.
California,
A lot of
LA area.
followers. Yeah, we
Awesome.
do.
Yeah.
Support. We'll be at the
Yeah.
Daytona 500.
Yeah, we'll be away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We are going to
Nice.
be.
And we
at
got
the-
invited to Daytona.
I mean that's a pretty
Yeah,
good
it's gonna be a
invite.
good time.
Right?
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Really excited.
Never done anything like that.
No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys like get to actually go to
Press
the?
passes, infield, the whole 9
Nice.
yards, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything.
It's gonna be loud.
Yeah. My
Awesome.
brother was saying we got to take.
We need to get those headphones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And where I want the ones where you could like tune into the drivers.
Yeah, they'll give. Oh shit, they'll give us those there.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's
You
nice.
can
Epic.
tune into the drivers, talking to their pit crew.
Yeah.
Fucking sweating balls out here, boys. Give me some more. Hey, what the hell's going on, money?
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
that'd be fun. But this is really cool, man. How long do you expect it to take you to get from LA to New York?
Probably 7 to 8 months. So
Holy fuck me. Whoa.
Yeah, it's a bit of a journey. So let's say like in Australia, it took me 5.5 months, where I was thinking it was going to be like 3.5 months. But the roads are definitely better, of what I've heard and what I've seen so far. So yeah, about 5,000 Ks, 3,000 miles, 3,100 miles, 7 to 8 months.
Wow. So you're
I-
walking. How many hours a day you plan?
Depends on the road surface. So, let's say most roads when you drive them with the car,
Yeah.
the concrete slabs, I can do I can fly. The concrete slabs, I will go like full day. I can do like maybe 40, 50 Ks on a day.
Wow.
But most roads, when they're not the concrete, they look really smooth, but they're like just the rocks into the tar.
Yeah. Yes.
That
Those
hurts.
are hard.
Yeah, that hurts. Like I can easily, it can take me. In Australia, one day it took me 8 hours to do 5K, which is like 3.5 miles,
Wow.
something like that.
That
because
much-
it hurts
that-
so
that
much.
Sore. Holy
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's like walking on Lego.
Holy
Mhm.
fuck.
Yeah.
No one likes doing that.
It's
No, you don't.
No.
It always boils down to the fucking mental game. I mean, look, he's
Yeah.
he's not scary looking. He's
No.
not extra big. He's not extra powerful.
Well, no, I mean you definitely don't want to be that though. To
No,
to
what,
do all
what I'm
that.
saying is though, it's the mental game. This guy, you got to have the brain for it.
Oh, for sure.
That's it.
Yeah. Kind of hurts though, you saying that.
Well, of course, you was. I didn't mean that in a bad.
Nah, yeah, it's okay.
I complimented the hair.
Yeah, appreciate it.
No, yeah, you're
Yeah.
it takes you're very fit though. You're
Very
fit for
yeah, yes, very fit. Very
this is like I mean, this is like way more than what like David Goggins and these guys do.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like it's different, you know. Like with me, it just takes a whole lot longer. But let's say what David Goggins did, was it like a 150-mile run without any practice? Like, yeah.
Was that his first run?
I think so.
Yeah.
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 It's like just out of the blue, I'm gonna do a 150-mile run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty. Like I won't do that, for example.
You're not gonna do that. You're
But
not
he's
gonna
probably
do an
not gonna
ultra.
walk like 3,000 miles barefoot. So
No.
I hope he's like. I hope he joins for a bit. That would be epic.
That would
but
be
Are
awesome.
you
Yeah.
tagging him? Are you tagging guys like him in it?
I sorry, I haven't started doing that yet, but I'm gonna start though. Yeah, for sure.
I'll send you. I'll keep sending you names to tag people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that'll be amazing.
Yeah, I'll just
Yeah.
keep looking and sending you guys just to tag.
Yeah,
I'm,
keep sending us the updates on it too,
Yeah.
though, and then we can like post.
Well, and we'll
And-
zoom in. Like say on day like once a week or once every 2 weeks, we should have like a 30.
That would be fun.
Once
Yeah.
a week,
Yeah.
once every 2 weeks, we'll zoom in
On your
on
phone
your
while you're-
phone while you're walking.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
We'll do a live.
We could do a live.
live
that would
on
be
ours
epic.
and
Yeah.
on Natalie's. She's got 6 million followers.
Yes.
We'll get everyone.
I think that's amazing.
We'll
I
do
mean,
live. Yeah.
the the support I've been getting from you guys already has absolutely been mind blowing. Like
Yeah.
for me coming to LA, knowing that I was gonna have this podcast and you guys sharing it already, amazing.
Yeah.
Like I'm already more than grateful. But then doing that as well, holy hell, that will be.
That'll
be good.
That'll
I
be
mean,
really-
we're all about mental health, breaking the stigma. It's so bad. The only time you should be ashamed of mental health is when you don't ask for help.
Yeah,
That's the only shame in mental health.
true.
And that includes in America we include substance use disorder as a mental health diagnosis. So, there's no shame. I mean, I've been there. Shane's been there.
I'm still there.
Yes, I mean Shane's still.
I'm
we're
still-
still working on
I'm
Shane.
still-
You know,
It's like it's a never-ending process.
It is.
in general, right?
Insecurities run wild though.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, I mean, I swear.
well, I mean Shane and I were just talking before, right before you got here, like literally right before you got here, because like I've been out on an injury.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been having a kind of a chronic injury for the last like 3 months. It started like 3 months ago. Seemed like it went away, and I was doing really good, and I was back at the gym hard. And then I do one little exercise with like this really light weight, and all of a sudden, the pain's back in the same area. And I'm telling Shane, it's like, man, when stuff like that happens, it really messes with my mental health.
Yeah.
I start thinking like, fuck, am I dying of cancer? I mean, every
Yeah, yeah.
bad thing that could possibly happen. I'll
Yeah.
always go to cancer because like,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
dying.
Of course.
Yeah.
Code
dying.
red. Code fucking
Code red.
Yeah.
Shit.
You know, but I
Definitely
don't want to go.
Google it as well.
Yeah.
like-
Oh, but if you Google it,
course.
here's the thing.
Fuck, you're dead in 2 months.
Whatever you Google, no matter what it is, you could have like a little scratch on your nose.
Yeah.
It can be this, or cancer.
Yeah. Exactly.
There's always the or cancer
yeah,
on
yeah.
it, right?
Always,
Yeah.
always. Meanwhile, I have a little pimple on my butt. I kind of pick it a little bit. It gets infected. I got to take fucking medication, antibiotics, because I thought I was going to get a hole in my ass. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so you get to. I don't know why I brought that up, but I mean, shit.
But
I
I'm
mean, I
actually
will say,
taking
is
the,
it age?
I remember.
Is it age? You remember that? Is it old age, or is it? Could anyone get an infection like that? I mean, who knows? God,
probably a lot of factors to
a
that.
lot of factors. Holy fuck!
But then taking the antibiotics is probably causing you to get sick.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This
It's not
is
the
what I'm
pimple
saying.
on the ass, it's the antibiotics. Yeah.
So why did you start all this?
Because I struggled myself badly. So 10 years of army, 3 tours to Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Funny enough, that wasn't even doing the trick of me, struggling mentally. After the 10 years I left, I sold everything I owned. I was going to travel the world, ended up in Australia, fell in love with the place, never left. And then things just started to catch up with me. So ended up in a relationship where definitely not in the most positive sense. I was being told what I lack. I was getting really insecure, and I really found out like she's not even lying. This is actually the truth. I am not, this guy that is stable. Let me put it that way. And the more I started to think about it, the more I started to feel it. I ended up being heartbroken. I ended up having big financial debt because the place I sold back in the Netherlands, I definitely didn't sell it in the most, brilliant of times. So I was left with this big financial debt. again, something that a lot of people have to struggle with as well these days. And the financial debt, the heartbroken bit, got me into the mindset of like, oh, okay, so now I'm stuck in this life. I'm stuck doing the job I have because now I have all these debts to pay off. I was definitely not loving my job. I ended up doing like construction work in Australia. Nothing against construction work, but the job I was doing was just pure terror. Doing concrete detailing, that kind of stuff. You know, it's good, but I was definitely not in the right mindset. Let me put it that way. And thinking about how bad I am and being stuck in that position, got my body to respond. So I was thinking negatively so much that I started to hyperventilate. I started to get panic attacks. Panic attacks got that severe. I started to feel like I was having a heart attack. And on top of that, all of a sudden, I could just burst out in tears. And as a dude on the construction side in Australia, you know, showing tears, showing emotions, like, fuck no, I'm not going to do this. Like, I can't. Like, I'm ex-military, I'm a man. So ended up not being able to work anymore. And not working in one of the most expensive cities on the planet. Sydney meant I couldn't afford a living anymore. Ended up in a hostel, a 6-bed dorm at 31 years of age. And not that age matters, but sometimes it definitely feels like that. And I was in my bunk bed and, you know, just sliding into depression really fast. And then on top of that, I realized I completely lost my own identity. I think we just discussed a little bit like that when you're younger, but now I was 31. I had no clue who I was, what I was doing, where I was going. For 10 years, all I had to do was just dress up like a flower. And, you know, we were always on a mission towards something. No purpose, no goal, not anything. So yeah, I just fell into a really deep depression and negative self-talk because I was an ex-military guy. I was a man. I couldn't show emotion. I couldn't talk. Ended up just only talking to myself. Your world gets smaller and smaller. Your problems get bigger and bigger. Until at one point I found myself on the edge of a cliff and fully realizing I was actually going there because I wanted to feel something. I didn't feel anything anymore. Where I used to be the guy that other people come to because I was like really optimistic because of, you know, what I've seen. Because of Afghanistan, I knew life can be over within a second. So live it like there's no tomorrow. Because I traveled a lot. I was like, holy hell, but like, look how beautiful life is, you know, like, look at the ocean, look at the sunrise. And now it was starting to work against me. I knew I had to feel something. I was living in freaking paradise, but I didn't feel anything anymore. And because I wanted to feel something, I decided to go for a hike up one of these beautiful cliffs in Sydney. You have the amazing views. I climbed the fence, which is kind of normal to do there to actually enjoy the view. And as I got to the edge, I again didn't feel anything. And instead, I looked down and could understand why you can take the very last step, because that pain and that endless, like, long dark tunnel ahead of you could just, you know, could be over within a second. So yeah, that was my rock bottom. And luckily, the thought of it scared me. Like I was I scared myself by thinking about it. I, you know, stumbled back, crawled back, like climbed back over the fence. Damn. And funny enough, I don't know how I missed this the first time. It's a very long fence. There's a lot of signs on that fence saying, if you are in mental distress, call Lifeline. We're here 24/7, because it happens quite often that people actually end their lives there. Wow. And still in that moment, I told myself, I don't have a problem. And even if I have, I'm a man, I will solve this myself. Yeah, it took about another week of me just basically like pacing up and down the beach endlessly, not having a clue what to do with life, until I realized, okay, I'm at this intersection right now. I can keep doing what I'm doing. It's not going to change anything. I'll go deep down the rabbit hole. I will not come out. If I want to have a different outcome, if I want to feel different, I'm going to have to start making different choices. And there's only one person that can do that. That's me. And I was lucky enough to still have one friend left. Like, one of the first things you do when you are dealing with your mental health is you start to push people away, especially the ones that are close to you, because you don't want them to know. And I still had this one friend. And she was seeing this mental health and spiritual coach for a while already, nagging about, you know, you should come, she can help. And until that time, whenever you would come up to me with anything mental health related or definitely spiritually related, it's like, you know what, go hug a tree. Yeah. You know, float away on your magic carpet, but yeah, it's not my thing. Yeah. Far out of my comfort zone. And I said, you know what, I've got nothing to lose. I'll just come, see what happens. And I told the coach as well, like, I'm not coming back. I don't have money. I'm not coming back. I'm just going to be here. There's one moment. Give me something to hold on to. And she did. She gave me 2 things. One was a book, Mindfulness, Finding Peace in a Frantic World. And the other one was an app, Headspace, meditation app. And those were like the first 2 things, like the first 2 little lights at the end of my long, dark tunnel. Because I didn't realize it at the start. And there was a lot of resistance to it, because now all of a sudden I had to chew on this freaking raisin and go like through all these sensations. Like, what the hell am I doing? Like, what is this? And then all of a sudden I had to find a quiet spot, sit with myself and be quiet. Like, that's the very last thing I want to do right now. But then along the way, I figured like, but hey, pretty sure I just didn't think about my own problems for a few minutes. And that, was kind of the start of my healing process. Like, okay, cool. If these things make me stop thinking about my own misery for a little bit, what else is out there? So again, no money, but getting more books, downloading more apps. Luckily, we have enough of those. Listening to podcasts, it's a really good platform to get more inspiration off. YouTube videos. But the most important thing, I started talking, because I was pacing up and down the beach every single day for months on end. And this is like a stretch of beach of, I would say in miles, I always have to calculate. I would say like 1.5 miles. So it's not a lot. Pacing it up and down for 7, 8, 9 hours a day.
Wow.
For like weeks and months on end. So I would bump into the same people every single day. And every day we're like, hey, how's it going, mate? Yeah, not too bad. Your standard answer to everything. When someone's asking, how are you doing? Yeah, good. Busy, but good. And now I was thinking by myself, why do you keep lying to these people that are actually asking how you're doing? And then when I answered with how I was actually doing, I found out I'm not by myself.
Damn.
Because everyone I talk to has got like a background story. Everyone's dealing with something, and they all have their own tools to come out of it. If they can do it, then I can do it. So there was all these factors that started to come into my life as soon as I started to get help, as soon as I started to accept that I needed help as well, other things started to come into my life that I actually needed. And it was mostly the things that are very far away from my comfort zone.
Yeah.
And coming out of that, that's a very long answer to your question, but to come back to like, so why I do this, like in that whole process, I started to learn that I'm not the only one. I started to dive into like, so what is this mental health thing? And that's when I found out like how big this issue is. And especially for men, that, we all grow up with, don't cry, man up. And that's causing these extremely high numbers in depression and suicide. And I felt the driving urge to make a change, to use my story. Like if there's one thing they taught me in the army is lead by example. If you want your man to follow, you have to set the right example yourself first. So I figured, okay, I learned all these tools. I'm just going to share whatever I went through, like share my tools in hopes that creates like a safe space for someone else to feel, but if he can do it, then I can do it. And to be honest, as men, we're pretty simple. When we see another man do something, like, I can do that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I wanted to create.
Yeah.
And therefore I thought, if you want to share a story, if you want to raise awareness about something, you're going to have to come up with something good, because, we got so much already.
Yeah.
And then like the ingredients started to come back to what I do right now is walking barefoot. It's like that simple.
Yeah.
It's a splash though.
Huh?
Walking barefoot's a big splash.
Oh, yeah.
It's a huge fucking splash, especially
yeah.
walking to New York, at Times Square. It's huge.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I want to see how many people. I'm the most curious about the end, because I have a feeling. I have a feeling that there's going to be.
I think a lot
When
of
you
people
get
are
to
going to
New
pick
York-
it up. I think a lot of people are going to pick it
Even
up.
along the way, I bet you there's people are just going to come out, right? No,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
come and
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Totally.
Follow you,
100%.
and then at the end,
Yeah.
in New York, you know how
Yeah.
many people there are? That's very, very smart to
Yeah,
pick
really smart.
Times Square, New York to end.
I do have my moments.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. Well, that's what I hope, like that this story is just going to catch from the start already, and that more and more people.
I
like,
could see it end up getting put in a movie.
Yeah, well,
You know?
he's tagging Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I did today.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, because like KDLA is in the same building as Netflix. So
Yeah.
it's like, oh, Netflix, are you watching? Because you know, I'm coming
Netflix,
for
yeah.
you next. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be
Nice.
amazing.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Who'd you meet over at KTLA?
Oh,
Oh, did I put you on the spot?
yeah, I did, yeah.
Look it up real quick, Shane.
Yeah.
Help him out.
They're lovely though.
Yeah.
It's
I
actually
mean,
Lou. Lou is the lady. Lou.
I don't know. I don't watch KTLA.
Okay.
What do you watch?
I don't watch any TV. I don't watch news.
Oh, you don't watch the
No.
news?
Good. There's no
No.
need.
No,
That's-
never
yeah.
watch news.
I heard you watch CNN, but
No,
that's
fuck
that's
no. I'm a Republican, Rob.
I don't watch the news.
I'm not ashamed to say it.
yeah. I don't. I
Fucking
stopped watching.
Republican.
I stopped watching the news after our insane 2020 election.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
was
yeah?
like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done with all of your guys' negative talk.
Yeah.
I mean,
Can't do it.
it was the most, it's just gotten more insane from there.
Oh, yeah.
But it was like that was like the most insane time in America.
Yeah.
You know, and that 2020. Well, let's start with COVID, which was 2020, right?
Yeah.
That was the start of the Great Divide
Yeah.
in America. So you either picked a side, and it's like and people picked a side, and it's like there was no more compromise. It was
No,
like
I-
you're either left or you're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you're either a diehard liberal or you're a what the liberals will call the other side, a communist Republican.
Yeah, I'm a
right?
communist. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I'll tell you something.
And then the
really-
name calling started, right?
Yeah.
And there
Yeah,
was
yeah.
nothing. It's like, if you like Trump, you're crap. No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't
You're a
follow you
womanizer.
anymore.
You're a
all
womanizer.
these
Yeah,
things,
yeah.
right? And it's like,
Um,
no, he just had,
and even on the sides, they've divided those sides into like three.
yeah.
Like even those
Well,
sides are divided.
what
right?
bothered me now, and I know we're completely off topic and not in political, but we're
all
not,
right.
and we're
That's
not
all right.
political
No,
on
we're
this
not.
podcast at all. It just was funny to me that then you've got fast forward to let's tear each other apart inside of this political
Yeah.
forum.
Yeah.
So we're all supposed to be together.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because Bill Mitchell, even Bill Mitchell,
it's
he's
insane, dude.
apologizing now to Trump, saying sorry. I love DeSantis, and I shouldn't have tore Trump down. I really love Trump too, but I was so much with DeSantis. Will you ever forgive me? I mean, it's
It's just
crazy.
insanity. Do you guys hear about all this stuff?
Yeah,
over-
definitely. Like now the elections have started again.
Yeah.
Like we hear about it. Like not everything, of course.
Yeah.
We just had our own round of just hectic
Yeah.
around the elections
Yeah.
with crazy things happening. So
It's
it's
a zoo out there right
It's kind
It's
of been a
happening
crazy
everywhere.
world, huh?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, even Italy, like, ended up getting like the most far conservative right
yeah.
person during. And I think
I love Argentina's new boy.
huh? It's just
It's the same, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah, it's happening everywhere though.
Everywhere.
But I do think that people are just fed up with how things are, and everyone's just longing for change. And then even though people don't fully align with whatever they're saying, they do see like, okay, but this is going to change this is going to change everything up though. Like at
Yeah.
least we're going to get something else in return.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you a funny thing about what happened though. Like in America, because like we were, I buy that when you're somebody like me who's very rigid, and I eat the same stuff, so I buy. So guess what? My grocery bags look exactly the same every Sunday when I go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
Nothing is different inside of my grocery bag.
No, it's not.
So in 2020, my grocery bag was $38 for what I buy for the week, plus my other food, but that was what I buy at the store. By the time it got to 2021, 6 months into 2021, that same grocery bag cost me $70.
Yeah. It's insane, eh?
$70.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And,
And
it
it
was
was-
like so small, like with such like small steps that you don't really realize until like a moment.
Until
Yeah,
one day
yeah.
I'm like, how is this $70?
Yeah.
I was like, how is this $70? I
Yeah.
couldn't figure it out.
It's nuts.
And then we find it weird there's so many people struggling with their mental health because no one can keep up.
You can't
No one
afford
can-
that.
Yeah.
No.
Most people can't afford it. Like for me, it's not. I've worked really, really hard to get to where I'm at in my life, but that's a big toll on somebody who's in their 20s.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Huge toll.
Yeah.
Trying to make it on their own and
It's
put
almost
themselves through
impossible.
school.
It's almost
Yeah.
impossible.
And let alone try to buy a home in
Takes a
California.
village, baby. Takes a village.
In the state of California.
No.
Yeah, we just drove around a little bit with the app. I forgot the name of the app, but you can like look at the prices of the house.
Oh,
'cause
I
it's,
know.
no,
It's crazy.
It's funny to look at.
Yeah.
But it's insane.
It's insane.
Yeah.
You can look at the prices of houses on like a lot of them. Zillow,
I think that's the one, right? Yeah.
Realtor.com.
Yeah.
I have all the apps.
I would never pick. I'm just gonna change topics right off. I would never pick the mountain to jump off of. I just couldn't do it. Heights, I just couldn't do it.
Go off
You'd
the
never
mountain.
just go. It's not a second. It's like you.
Wait,
like
you jumped off the mountain?
No, I'm
No,
saying
no.
he went up there thinking. Of, thinking
Oh,
of suicide.
you're back to the
yeah,
suicide.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yes.
That's
yeah.
like a 30-second suicide, bro. You
Ooh,
gotta fall.
I know.
You gotta hit a rock. You gotta tumble a little.
He
bit,
was
you
just looking for life. though.
Yeah.
He was looking
Yeah, I
for.
wasn't going there.
He wasn't
And-
going there
Yeah.
for that
gotta-
necessarily.
Thank God you found life. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
But it's an how do you say it? Like it's a definite death though.
Definitely.
Like there's like no mistake. If you go down those cliffs, like
Yeah.
that's done.
done.
Yeah.
But I didn't go there with thinking,
thought.
I'm going to end my life. It's just like the thoughts came up while I was standing, like, okay, but can actually just end my pain and suffering. right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing where we fucking go. And now look at him.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not saying he's perfect again, because I'm sure he still has mental instabilities. Everyone does.
Yeah.
But look at how
You
he's
gotta
working.
have tools though. You know
Tools.
that's the part that people. First off, the first tool is let's break the stigma. Let's take away the fact that it's okay for a man to cry.
Yeah.
Because like I liked what you said earlier. I got something like men are told don't cry, man up, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, you know what I do? I cry and then I man up.
Yeah.
I let it out. And then I tell myself, okay, Chad, you can cry, you can be down for today.
Exactly.
I'm gonna give yourself 24 hours. I'll give myself 24 hours. You get it, but then tomorrow, whatever's going on, you're gonna go up. You're gonna suit up. You're gonna show up, and you're gonna do life.
Yeah.
know?
It's about finding that balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of weird though too, because with my mental health, like when I'm struggling mentally, I don't immediately reach out. I do a lot of self-reflecting during that time. And then like I still show up to work if like I'm having mental health issues. I'm here. And unfortunately when it shows up, people can see it.
Oh, yeah.
And most of my close friends, they know not to really ask me about it but some people come in, they'll be like, are you okay? The last thing I want to hear when I'm not okay is, are you okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Why
is that?
I don't know. I don't like it. Maybe it's something in my youth that so I'm the guy that ends up, I reach out. So if I'm not okay, I sit in it for a little while, and then I might go to somebody like Shane.
Yeah.
I might go to somebody like my wife. I have specific people that I'm like, man, I'm struggling. Dude.
Yeah.
I am struggling.
But just doing that already is being 100 steps ahead of the general man. Let me put it that way. Just to even come to the thought saying like I'm struggling is already a lot of steps ahead, because most men won't allow themselves to accept they're struggling, which is a funny thing because we're being taught, we just have to keep pushing through. And I think the balance is the beauty of it, because on the other side, we now have a lot of men as well that are on the other side. They're way too soft. They don't know how to become how to feel full masculine again, chest out, chin up.
Yeah.
And we need to come back to the center again. So now we have a lot of men that actually need to be shown again, or they need to feel again what it means to be, in your healthy masculine power.
Yeah.
Physically and mentally. And on the other side, we have a lot of men that are stuck in, no, I need to be the rock. I cannot move. I cannot be water. I need to be this. So we need to come back to like, whenever you're in need, just say like, hey, I don't know the answers. I just do this life for the very first time like you. Can I please get a hand? And then on the other side, we need men to kind of step up. And it's like, okay, I think I just need to do a little bit more physical work. Or
100%.
Yeah.
100. I'll tell you something. The 60s, the 70s, the 80s, even the fucking 90s were okay for athleticism in school.
Yeah.
But for some reason, from 2000, I don't know what the fuck happened. I mean, there's no more physical education. There's no more national anthems. There's no more God. There's no more. All the good stuff is being taken away.
Yeah.
All the good stuff is being taken, and it starts. We got to get the young back into it.
Yeah. Well, it starts there, like plant the seed as young as possible, and then I think there's a lot of issues with just people not knowing how to be human anymore. Like all the basic things that make us feel human are like become like a course to follow.
Yeah.
Like to eat, even just eating or moving your body or breathing or connection or nature, like it's just all become like this foreign thing where that should just be everyone's thing, you know? And like just come like we're here now for 3 days. Just getting healthy food is a mission.
Oh, fuck yeah, it is.
Which is like the most important thing for your whole, like your nervous system and that, why your body and your mental health. So if for kids it's already difficult to even get healthy food, just imagine how far they're already behind from the start.
Yeah.
And then just the moving as well. Like if sports is not a thing anymore, then it's going down pretty rapidly.
It's even harder in America to get healthy food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because all of our food
Shit.
is crap now. It's GMO. It's
sugar.
It's
sugar-based.
It's sprayed with pesticides.
Canola oil space.
Bad oils.
Yeah.
All of that crap. That's our food.
Yeah.
That's American.
Yeah.
That's American food.
Yeah.
It's terrible. Well, I mean, like it's Europe. Let's say we kind of have the same issue, but way less though. Like for example, the Dutchies like to use their bicycle a lot, so we kind of like to go on the bicycle to work. But like food wise, I think it's globally fast food. Everything, like everyone's too busy. No one's too busy. You just make yourself busy, and it's about priorities, right? But I do believe here in America, like, because like fast food chains are just freaking everywhere you go.
Bro.
And then buying a hamburger is cheaper than buying a broccoli. Broccoli is probably like twice as
Yeah,
expensive
well,
as a
and
burger.
if you want the broccoli that's not sprayed with pesticides,
Exactly,
that's going to be a lot more expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is.
Really.
But I have to tell you, and the fast food, yes, fast food can be cheap, but nowadays if I take my kids to McDonald's, I'm like, how is that $20? How is
lucky,
that,
bro?
Yeah.
Well, the only cheap fast food, which I think I call it healthy fast food, it's In-N-Out, and In-N-Out is still very good priced.
Yeah.
I can feed my whole entire family of 7 for $30
That's
at
pretty good.
In-N-Out. And I'm talking like double cheeseburgers. It's good stuff. They just, their food's fresh, never frozen.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, there was a big difference between the quarter pounder that I get right here at this McDonald's down the street.
Yeah.
Then they don't call it a quarter pounder in France.
Oh.
In France, it's called a Royale with cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got that from Pulp Fiction.
Was it better?
It was better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe just because I was in Paris. And all
Yeah,
that,
probably.
but,
I think so.
are they doing like we have like meat factories where the cows get pushed around with
Tasers.
not tasers, tractors.
Tractor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you guys haven't seen that
No.
movie? Oh,
Yeah.
it's bad. So many people went vegetarian after
Well, I'm not doing that.
after watching
Fuck
that.
that. I need my meat.
Oh yeah. But I think that's another thing. Like that whole scene, like you said, the bio industry is like it's going nuts. Like for us to treat animals that way, it's absolutely insane to push them around with either a taser or freaking tractor. But now we're going like completely to the other side again, where it's like, oh, so we shouldn't stop eating this. No, there's actually a normal, healthy way of just eating, which is organically. I'm not like, it's not like that, like I eat that every single day, but we just make it in such a big fuss where it's all about the basics. We've done that for thousands of years. You just have a cow that eats grass. You don't put any shit in it.
Yeah.
You can eat it.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
But now we just have to make everything so complicated.
Right?
It's like grow a broccoli and that's it,
That's it.
I mean, my dad grew up on a farm in Canada, so that's where he came from. My dad was a
It's funny you're
a
mentioning
farmer.
that farm. It's funny he mentioned the cows eating the grass because Holland pays, or they used to pay the pig farmers to go to Saskatoon or to Winnipeg because pigs is a big problem in his country.
Yeah, you got too many.
Not too
You
many
have too
pigs.
many?
Too many pigs.
I think the Netherlands being the size of a freaking peanut, we
Yeah.
have the biggest export of meat
Oh,
in all of Europe.
all of
Oh,
Europe.
wow.
And I
Yeah,
think
a lot of
it's-
pig problems. They pay the farmers to go to Canada to raise pigs in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Just a fun fact.
Yeah, it's a cool fact
one of
though.
those
I like it.
Yeah, that's
I
why
picked up,
my
you know.
my dad was from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada.
A lot of grass out there.
Yeah, it's just flat grass,
Flat grass.
Yeah.
except
That's
for snow
Yeah.
in the
Well,
winter.
they're
It's
used to
really
that.
really
Yeah.
cold.
Yeah.
It's pretty cold out there too, so they're used to
I'll
it.
have to go there still though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but,
It is
I
beautiful.
don't.
It's all beautiful.
Yeah,
It's
it
all
is.
beautiful.
It is.
Like you said before, when you were in the wrong frame of mind, it's just being in the right frame of mind, bro. Saskatoon, everything can be beautiful if you're in the right frame of mind. Your
Oh, yeah.
construction, I mean, it's a well-paying job. You get a little bit of sun. You build your muscles.
yeah.
You stay
And
in
there's
shape.
probably guys that like love to just lay that concrete,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
and make it
That's
look
their
as pretty
thing.
as possible.
Yeah, it was definitely mind because like before I was loving it because I actually I was quite lucky because I just left the army. They told me, here you go, you get your own team.
Mm-hmm.
I was only working high end, so only just like the biggest mansions on the water. So like
Yeah.
I was loving life at first until all of a sudden I got stuck in this negative mindset, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden everything is negative.
Shit.
And then you feel like as soon as at least I do. Whenever I feel stuck, like I hate this feeling. But it's actually it's the job wasn't bad. Like I still consider myself lucky that I even get that job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you get into that negative mindset, everything becomes negative, and you start to hate everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all about perspective, I think. But then knowing as well that once you get stuck into that negative thinking, there are tools to come out of that, and that's the most important thing.
100%.
Because when you're in it, you don't see the way out. You just see the downward
Yeah.
spiral. But knowing, and that usually comes from other people, knowing that there's tools to come out of it that can
Yeah.
help you to, control your thoughts.
Yeah, your mental pain. The bigger the pain, the bigger the comeback.
Well,
Yeah.
I love it too though, because you talked about food, right? And feeding our body with healthy food is important, but also feeding our ears
Oh yeah,
is just as important as feeding what we put in our mouth. So
Yeah.
if we're feeding our ears negative stuff, then our thoughts are going to be consumed with negative thoughts.
yeah,
So like for me, and it sounds like somebody handed you some really good books and the meditation stuff. For me, I really stopped listening to like negative music. I started listening to audiobooks in the car instead of music.
yeah.
When I go to the gym, when I'm doing cardio, I either listen to our podcast or I listen to some other educational podcast to get information on just life in general, how to better my life. Sometimes a Joe Rogan podcast when he has a good doctor on
Yeah.
there that talks about something. Sometimes I listen to Gary Brecka. I do that during the cardio, but then when I go do my weights, I switch over to Motiversity on YouTube, which gives you a lot of good motivational speakers.
Yeah.
All of their top little stuff. And I like how they put everything in and
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
They mix it
organize
well.
it. They
Yeah,
mi-
yeah,
they
they mix
really
it
mix
well.
it well.
Get you all
And I'm
pumped
not
up.
like Motiversity, absolute whatever stuff. But like my feed on YouTube is all of those types of
Yeah.
Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher, to
Eartrition. That's the name.
Eartrition.
You have nutrition. You have eartrition.
I like that. Yeah, yeah.
Eartrition.
Yeah.
We made up a new word, the three of us.
Nice.
I think it's very important because you know what? It's easier for me to tell myself that I'm lying when I'm looking in the mirror and calling myself a fat, ugly pig who's old and
Yeah.
all this shit. That's the negative self-talk that comes in when I'm looking in the mirror and then I'm like, you know what? That's not true.
Yeah.
You're a really good human being, and I can. It's so much easier for me to get out of the negative self-talk because
It's tough though.
because
the
I'm-
first thought is bad.
you got to stop it.
Gotta stop it.
There's actually a tool, a technique, and it's just challenging your thoughts. When you have a negative thought, you challenge it. You
Yeah.
say, "Is this true?"
Yeah, but don't you find that when you go, you're an idiot, and then you go, no, you're really not an idiot. Then the other guy, then you talk for like 5 minutes back and forth with each other, and you're thinking, wow, you're really nuts, bro. Like that's where I was this morning. You know what I mean? On the way into work, I go, I did something. You're such an idiot. And I said, no, you're not an idiot. And the other guy said, yeah, you're pretty stupid sometimes. And I went
How
back
many people do you have in your head? I have two.
2, 3, 4 sometimes.
Yeah,
One time I made Marin lock the door. He was getting off this medication. I said, Marin, lock the door. There's like 6 people talking right now.
Did you give him names though?
I did. I did.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
did.
Wow.
Nice.
I was coming out. I was started this gum to quit smoking,
Yeah.
and it made me nuts.
A gum?
The
to
gum.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you mean like the nicotine?
Not the
gum?
gum. Sorry, the
Oh, Chantix.
Chantix.
Bad. That
Bad,
stuff
bro.
really can
Fuck
really have a
me
bad side
up.
effects
Yeah.
on people.
The third or fourth night, I was talking to myself, and I
Yeah,
was thinking
make you
crazy thoughts.
crazy,
And I
yeah.
said, "Marin, lock the door. I'm
Yeah.
not taking the candy anymore, but lock the door because I feel like I could come at you guys tonight." Yeah, bro.
Oh
Holy
boy.
shit! Needless to say, I smoked another 2 years.
Did you?
Oh yeah, then I quit.
Didn't work.
No, it didn't.
Now he's like, oh my God, if he sees somebody smoke or vape, he is just like on them.
I'm on
Yeah.
them hard.
He's
Only
the-
if I know them. You know what I'm saying?
He's
Yeah,
like the vape
Yeah.
police.
Vape. There you go.
And then he tries to say, yeah, I'm the reason why you don't vape anymore. And
Yeah,
Likes to
man.
rub it in. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
grinded him every
Nice.
day. He didn't like it either.
what it was is like
He didn't
well,
like it.
I before we started the podcast, because like I run 7 different mental health and substance use disorder treatment centers, and I would dress in a tie every day.
Yeah.
And one day I was outside and I was hitting my vape, and I went to go walk in, and I hit my vape real quick, and I blew it out, and I saw myself in the reflection of the glass, and I saw an older guy who was fit, was in a tie, and I was like, I saw this stuff coming out of my mouth and this big old vape that I carried in my
Yeah.
hand, and I
Yeah.
was like, wow, that is really unattractive.
Yeah.
I said that is
Yes.
that's like has nothing to do with everything that you represent.
Right.
Yeah. It's funny how that can trigger you straight away, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
I-
after months
Of him grinding
Of
me.
me
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
months.
Maybe years.
But it's like it's all about planting that seed, right?
Yeah.
So maybe it just
Yeah.
takes a little bit
Never
longer,
give
but
up.
it was there though.
It was there.
Yeah.
The seed
nice.
was planted.
Yeah.
It grew.
Yeah,
I saw
baby.
myself, and I was like, "That's gross."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're. I said I was I think I was 48, and I was like, "You're almost 50.
Yeah.
That's gross."
Yeah.
Do you want to live to see the age that your dad is? Because
Yeah.
my dad just turned 88.
Yeah.
Right. A good 88.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
good
I'm,
88.
I'm like, do you? Because you start getting 50, it's like, whoa,
Yeah.
I've already lived 50 years and I only got 30 left max.
Yeah.
You know,
It's fucked up.
maybe 40, maybe.
No, I don't know.
The last 10 of it, 80.
If you're healthy, it's good. Otherwise, you're fucking.
If you go for the organic food and that kind of stuff and stop
Well,
smoking, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I actually thought I ate really healthy and stuff too, and that, but I was having a lot of digestive issues all of a
yeah.
sudden, GERD and acid reflux,
Yeah.
and pain in my stomach, and doctors put me on meds,
Yeah.
proton pump inhibitors.
You're right.
Was on those for a
Yeah.
long time, and then finally one day I saw a video of somebody saying, "Hey, you can eat better. You can eat organic." I was always like, "Fuck organic! Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
too expensive."
Yeah.
For years.
Yeah. Years.
Years.
Yeah.
Years.
Now I spend $150 a week on groceries.
Yeah.
I eat all organic, all single ingredient food.
Good.
That is what I eat. I have not been. I also was having high blood pressure, and I was refusing to take high blood pressure medicine.
Yeah.
I'm no longer on. I no longer have high blood pressure. I stopped my proton pump inhibitors, which the
Good.
doctor said you'd never be able to get off of those because
Yeah.
you've been on them for so long.
Yeah.
Stopped them cold turkey.
Good. This is the perfect example of how just,
Yeah.
going back to the basics is doing everything that we need.
Yeah.
We don't need the meds. Like, of course, when you're like on the very limit of dying, then meds might be, quite useful. But the other ones are just keeping you there, like not to improve, but just,
No.
to numb it.
Yeah.
Where, changing your diet does a trick straight away.
100%.
And then it's like, okay, so we do like to spend, a shit ton of money on things we don't need. But then let's say, buying groceries for $150, but knowing it's going to actually give you something, it's like, nah, that's too expensive.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, but then like, isn't it weird that we like to
Guess
spend
what
money
it
on that?
guess what it stops. I don't have to go to the doctor as much, so I'm saving money on my deductible and out of pocket. What else? Hospital bills,
Hospital.
Yeah.
Just peace of mind, bro. No GERD.
peace of mind,
no
no GERD,
medications.
no medication.
Fuck.
That's like one thing I just wanted to be somebody that was healthy and never had to take medication.
Yeah.
My dad's diabetic. I don't want to be diabetic. We just got all of our blood work done, and my blood work for my my A1C fucking
It's good.
money.
Nice.
Like
That show.
perfect.
Yeah.
And it's all I don't do like no I eat balanced. I have fruit, I have vegetables, I have rice. I don't do like gluten foods. Not because I am gluten intolerant. I'm just not into any breads and stuff that we have
think
here
that's
in
good.
Well,
America.
there's a good bread. I researched it. There's a good bread out there.
But it's a gluten-free bread.
gluten-free bread.
But here's the thing, I don't have gluten problems, but if I go to like say if I went to your country or I go to Italy, I'm eating fucking bread.
Yeah.
Because that bread is good and I don't eat pasta out
Because then
here.
there's only 4 ingredients, bro. In the bread today, there's 15 fucking ingredients. Bread's 4 ingredients with milk, water, eggs, and
Yeah. Sure.
whatever.
Chinese hair.
Yeah.
I heard it's once.
Yeah.
Chinese hair.
Something like that. That's what I heard. But
So that's just what how I do it.
Yeah.
If I do want like a snack or a cookies or whatever, I go down. I buy all fresh organic ingredients to bake my own cookies,
Yeah, good.
and I bake them myself.
Smart.
And I think it's all about that. They said it's an 80-20 rule, right? So like 80% of the time, you just do whatever you can to eat, be healthy, work out, do the what's the word again?
Cold plunge.
No, the reading bit.
Oh.
The word
Ear
ear nutrition.
Ear
Yeah,
nutrition.
yeah, yeah.
Ear nutrition.
Do everything that's right for you, and then you have that 20% where you can just say, fuck it, today I
Yeah.
don't feel like it. I'm just
Right.
gonna lay on the couch. I'm gonna watch Netflix all day. I'm gonna eat a top of ice cream, and I'm sweet because the other time, I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
And
I
I do
agree.
that. I can eat a tub of ice cream.
Good.
That's
Yeah,
my
yeah.
fucking.
But then you can actually get to enjoy it even more as well.
I do.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it, and I'll eat like I literally like if it's a big tub of ice cream. I mean, I can eat the small
Oh,
one.
no problem.
No problem.
I eat the big tub.
But if it's
Häagen-
the big tub,
I eat the
you can eat the whole thing.
whole thing.
I can
Yeah.
eat half of it.
Häagen-Dazs coffee. Or,
I,
or rum and raisin. Oh, yeah.
Like coming to the States, everything is bigger. So I like M&Ms, right? So we went to the supermarket, and
Those
all
are
of a
the
sudden you
worst
have like
for
a
you.
1 kilo bag of M&Ms.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I'm pretty sure I can finish that.
Pretty
Like,
sure.
For sure.
Like,
you
I think
can.
on the plane here, we got the ice cream. We flew with American. We got the ice cream on the way. It's like, oh, okay, it's starting.
Yeah.
It's starting.
It's
Yep.
starting.
It's gonna be difficult,
That's
but
funny.
So like we're gonna be gone this weekend, and I have zero plans of eating organic all weekend. I'm not gonna.
No, if
I'm
you-
gonna eat what they have at the race.
yeah,
I'm.
Have to.
Although, we are gonna be able to eat because we get to. They have, what do they call them? The RVs,
yeah.
Yeah.
and they're gonna be they feed us too.
Still
so
going to be
Yeah.
all processed.
it's not gonna be
meats. All
organic
processed
though.
meats. No.
But
no.
that's really not a place to be, looking for that. So if you go to Daytona,
No, it's
then
a fucking party there,
Yeah,
bro. We don't
yeah.
care. I'll be drinking.
Yeah.
I don't care.
No.
I'm going to have a few gins.
you gotta live
Oh,
it.
for
We're not
sure.
drinking.
Yeah.
We're not drinking.
Okay, we're not? Okay. He's not. I am.
Remember what? Yeah. No, good.
Yeah.
So yeah, basics. I think that's what we need to focus on, right?
Yeah,
And then, like
for sure.
80-20 rule. Make sure you actually live.
I like it.
Yeah, because you can't be so rigid that you can't, break the your food rule.
No.
No.
You can't.
No.
It's not living life.
Because then you feel like you're stuck again.
You have mental
And
health.
like you get like, how do you say it? Like you start to work against it. Like
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's negative balance
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
Or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't want that.
You know what? I'm gonna go have a cookie after this.
I brought organic chicken and hummus
Nice.
for lunch.
You did?
4 pieces of chicken and some hummus. Hummus.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going, Macos.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
beautiful.
Happy days.
Yeah. Yeah.
He said happy days.
Happy
I like how you